Hi, Future Editing Ricky here, and I forgot to mention we are hosting a giveaway for a brand new Carry Commission and Tactile Knife Co. Redhawk. I'm going to pop up again somewhere in this video to explain how you can win this guy. That is all, back to the video. So 2025 is starting to feel like the year of the fixed blade, but in reality, this story starts back in 2024. That's when I started getting into fixed blades, and at that moment, I kind of saw a change in the industry. People were willing to give small, compact EDC fixed blades a shot, and they were carrying them on their belts and their pockets, around their necks, and it was really interesting. Now in 2025, it kind of feels like the industry has officially caught up. So in this video, I want to talk about, number one, how we got here, number two, why fixed blades are suddenly everywhere, and at the very end of this video, I want to show you guys a few of the fixed blades that have stood out to me over the last couple years. Now, I feel like EDC folders are like the baseline of everyday carry. Most of us have gotten into the space because we saw somebody with a specific folding knife and then we just kind of went down that rabbit hole. There's very few people that I have met in the EDC space that are not makers that started in this journey as people who EDC'd fixed blades all the time. That's why my take is a little different. I started out with a CRKT Squid, and I didn't really get into fixed blades heavily until last year. I experimented with a few, but I couldn't really figure out the best way to carry them, and at the time, just the innovation that was going on with folding knives just really captured my attention. I think in 2024, the tide started to turn because there were so many different options when it came to carrying fixed blades. You didn't just have to put it on your belt anymore. Now there was in-pocket leather sheaths. Kydex sheaths were becoming a lot more refined and slimmer, so they actually could fit in the pocket better. And we just saw a different way to carry EDC fixed blades. Something else that I think helped kind of surge this new wave of fixed blades is messing with different sizes. Nowadays, you can get a really nice compact fixed blade, like the DP1, for example, by T.Kell knives that you can use as a neck knife or even just like a little fifth pocket knife, which is fantastic. I think it's really cool to see the wide ranges of fixed blades nowadays, and I think that's just a lot of the fun of it. I know that at one time, for me, a fixed blade had to be this like massive knife that was just like real badass. And then my mindset kind of started changing once I saw the different sizes that fixed blades were coming in. It made it so much easier to kind of find something that I needed for a particular purpose. If I needed a camping knife, I knew exactly which maker to go to because they made really great camping knives at a certain price point and size. And if I wanted an EDC knife, I could also go and hunt down something that was a little smaller and more compact. So it's been really cool to see the whole industry evolve by now tackling different niches within the EDC world and making nice compact fixed blades that can serve so many different purposes. So here in front of me, I have some of the fixed blades that I wanted to show you guys, things that have stood out to me from 2024 and now in 2025. And I picked these because I think they show a really wonderful range that we now have in the fixed blade space. So I actually wanted to start out with this guy. I have it set up at the moment as a neck knife, but this is the DP1 by T.Kell knives. And this knife is one of the first designs that T.Kell did back when he started making fixed blades. He named it the DP1 after his father-in-law, Donald Pace. And this is just such a small and comfortable little fixed blade, super discreet. I currently have it set up as a neck knife because I really just enjoy it at that size as a neck knife. But you could get a leather sheath from Badger Claw and definitely throw this in the pocket. It is super comfortable, very discreet. You could also take off this DCC clip and actually put it on the Kydex sheath, and you can slide this into your fifth pocket. But this is just a perfect example of the size range in fixed blades nowadays. You can get something like this, which you can customize on T.Kell's website, and have something unique and cool that's small, really easy to use, perfect for opening packages or doing other EDC daily stuff. And you have different ways to carry it, which makes it that much more fun. So The DP1 has been one of my favorite really small and compact fixed blades to have shown up this year, and the fact that you get different carrying options is so nice. Badger Claw leather has these sheaths, so make sure you guys check them out. If you are interested in the DP1, this is a really nice way to carry it in the pocket as well. Now, this is a knife that was actually gifted to me back in 2024. Taylor gifted me a variation of this knife, and I have loved it ever since. I use it as a neck knife, but it's also just a really nice and compact EDC knife. This is the Wicket by By Nuge. It's just another really nice small fixed blade, and compared to the DP1, just a tad longer. I normally use the Wicket as a neck knife as well, but this one does give you a little more purchase on the hand, so super comfortable just like the DP1, but you just get a little bit more handle on there, which makes it just a tad bit more comfortable in my opinion if you're going to do fine detail work. A lot of Nuge's designs are for outdoorsmen, and then he suddenly started making EDC knives because us EDC folks got interested in his designs. But I think the Wicket is just a fantastic little fixed blade, super comfortable in the hand. It also comes with kydex, but you can also have a leather sheath made by Badger Claw, and I love that. I love having a nice leather sheath that's going to patina over time. Got a DCC clip on there, which is in my opinion my favorite clip when it comes to fixed blade carry. I just really like the way that that digs into the pocket and it is nice and secure. So this is the By Nuge Wicket, another really great small fixed blade. So if you guys could tell, I'm kind of going up in size. So the DP1 was small, the By Nuge Wicket was a little bigger. The next size up is the Lookout by Big Idea Design. Now the Lookout debuted back in 2024, and in my opinion, it was an instant home run. I think the blade to handle ratio makes it such a comfortable and easy to use fixed blade. The one that I have here is one of the first USA made production ones. It was a gift from Taylor actually, and I absolutely love this. Now, Big Idea Design is making overlooks overseas as well, which puts the overseas one at about $200, and they come with titanium scales and a kydex sheath, but they are doing USA made versions as well in micarta and ultem and different kind of wooden handles, so you can actually get a nice variation of the Lookout at the moment. Now this one does come with this leather sheath. This was a sheath that they were doing for the first run of the USA made ones. Now they do come in kydex, and Big Idea Design has actually designed their own clip for them. But I wanted to quickly talk about the Ulti clip. For me, this is a really nice and secure way to EDC your fixed blade, but I'm just not a fan of the process of kind of getting these broken in a little bit. Even this one, which I've had for over a year now, is still just a little tough, but I do think that they get the job done. So that is the Big Idea Design Lookout, another really great fixed blade. So this year I was very lucky to see the design process behind the Redhawk. I work for Taylor and I get to kind of get a peek behind the curtains as he's drawing stuff up. And when he drew up the Redhawk, he kind of knew that this was going to be a winner. So this one here is a brand new exclusive that we have with Tactile Knife Co. Has brown micarta scales, MagnaCut DLC blade. And for me, the Redhawk in that next size up from the Lookout is just incredibly comfortable. The slimness of the handle, this little finger groove here, so nice. You get such a nice big belly on this blade too. These grooves here for that kind of pinch grip on fine detail work is great. Your finger lands in here too, so you get a little more leverage. I can't say enough nice things about the Redhawk. I think it is just such a good fixed blade at its size. So if you're looking for something that's just a little bigger for EDC, definitely check out the Redhawk. The lineup that I have here are of course all knives that I really enjoy, but I do think that you kind of have to keep in mind what you're planning on using this for. For example, this might be a little too big to EDC for some folks, but you can definitely EDC like a Wicket, for example. So I'm just kind of showing the stages of what you can EDC at different sizes, what might be comfortable, and what could get the job done. Comes with a kydex sheath with a DCC clip on it. I personally enjoy. I don't mind the kydex, but you can get it in a leather sheath, which I definitely would recommend. I think it just looks better in leather, and it also patinas more, so the whole package just looks so much cleaner with a leather sheath, in my opinion. If you are not familiar with TJ Schwarz, where have you been? The guy designs some of the nicest fixed blades, and his kydex work is by far some of the best in the fixed blade game, in my opinion. This is one of his newest designs. This is called the Overland X. This size fits right in between the Overland and the Overland Sport. I love this blade shape. I think it's super utilitarian, especially if you're gonna use this for everyday carry or if you wanna use it in the kitchen. Gives you a really nice range with that nice big belly on there. The handles are micarta on this one. Very comfortable. Ergonomics on this knife, you just can't really beat it. It's up there with the Redhawk, in my opinion. Very comfortable in the hand. What I like about TJ's stuff is that you can customize it on his website, so you can really kind of get your own custom version of this knife. You can choose between different scale materials, screw colors, the little collars on there as well. This knife is just fantastic, and TJ has a really nice range of prices depending on what kind of fixed blade you're looking for, and that is just insane to think about, that you are getting such a high quality fixed blade at these price points. So this is the Overland X. I personally really dig this size. I know to some it might be a little big. Here's a size comparison, for example, with the Redhawk. So from bottom to tip there, not that much bigger, but definitely a thicker fixed blade. So this might be something that you keep in the truck. I personally have EDC'd this one in my pocket just because, I don't know, I'm just a fan of doing that. The kydex sheath, like I said before, is fantastic. You can even customize the kydex sheath if I remember correctly. The retention on these is awesome. Really love these. And it comes with an ulti clip. The Overland X, another really good fixed blade to check out. All right, we are back, and I'm gonna tell you guys how you can win this Tactile Knife Co. and Carry Commission Redhawk exclusive. All you need to do is in the comments, tell me what is your favorite fixed blade of all time and why. I'm still looking to check out new fixed blades, so I kind of want to hear from you guys. What are some of the things that I should be on the lookout for? So comment down below and we will pick a winner for the Redhawk next week. At some point in this video, I mentioned that in my early stages of collecting fixed blades, I always imagined that they would be these like tough and badass things, you know, like it had to be just a huge knife. And for me, this kind of embodies that. This is the Big Boi by Knives by Nuge. This is a custom one that he made for me with this beautiful wooden handle. It is, oh man, I love this knife. This was a gift when I went up to film with Nuge. He made this one out of Nitro V with a Scandi grind. This thing is a chonk, and he designed this to just be an all-around camp knife. I batoned with this. I did a bunch of things that I probably shouldn't have done because the scales are made out of wood and they are a little more delicate, but this thing did get beat up. It is still razor sharp. I only ever stropped it after that camping trip. And this just kind of shows that other side of the fixed blade world for me, where you can have these really useful pieces, but they are also just nice and cool. Like this could be a camp knife. You could also throw one of these in the truck too, but I have it set up as my designated camping knife. This one is definitely on the pricier side. You have to take into consideration the amount of steel and materials being used. It does come with a flat ground blade that is not Scandi as well, but the Big Boi, it just embodies everything that I love about fixed blades, and I think that's what makes them really cool. Definitely more fixed blade than the average person could need, especially in the EDC realm. But man, you just can't deny that this thing is incredibly cool. Fixed blades, of course, aren't new. Historically, they're one of the oldest tools that we have, but I feel like in the most recent years, the way that they're being designed and the new ways that we can carry them are making them super exciting and almost feel brand new to some people, including myself. I've had a really fun time diving into the fixed blade world, and in a weird way, I ended up with almost as many fixed blades as I have folders in my collection, which I never expected. But I do love going down these rabbit holes and being able to check out new gear and also learning new stories from makers that I probably wouldn't have connected with if I would have just stayed in the folder category of the EDC world. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely wanted to just have a conversation about something that I am very passionate about. Down below, let me know some of your favorite fixed blades, and let me know if you carry them or if you don't carry them. I'd love to hear your story behind this topic. For me, it's been just an absolute blast to kind of dive into something different that's not just EDC folding knives. I will try my best to tag every single maker down below, along with the knives that I showed. If you get curious, check them out. There's some really good makers out there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.